Hello and welcome back to Game Start. I'm your host, Bardic Knowledge, and as you can tell, I'm over my cold. Mostly. Still a little bit of sniffly, but my throat is fine. So I can talk all I want. That was almost very Aku of me. Foolish samurai. Anyways, so last episode, Chrono died. So there's that for you. And, our next goal, that's right, we were to go into the commons, but before I do that, there was a thing I read about where apparently if we just wait a little while, this new will move aside, and we'll be able to get that tab in the background. Now I need to think of something to talk about, and I don't know what I'll talk about. Yeah. I don't remember how long it's supposed to take this new to move. But I think it's supposed to reset to be more likely to happen if you exit and re-enter. I'm gonna look that up real quick. Oh, there he moved. Right as I typed in last V. That was interesting. But anyway, this was the area that I said looked kind of familiar a while back. Like, aside from the fact that we're passing through it again, this seems kind of familiar. And thinking of which, I almost forgot that there is a world map function. Look at the world map. That little bit just about in the center, that's where we came in, or that's where the gate that we first arrived in 12,000 is. But anyway, on to the story. So, apparently he lost his magic, but we're alive and there's always hope. So this lady, I believe, is the one who's got the plant. Nope. Maybe she's just only here if you didn't talk to her. Because that's actually a not missable encounter, is the lady with the plant. Is if you don't talk to her in the palace, excuse me, she'll be somewhere in the commons and you can tell her then to plant it. Because for some reason the queen being missing is not incentive enough to not listen to the queen. Apparently there's been a blizzard for as long as these people can remember, which has interesting meteorological consequences. Not consequences, implications. And theoretically, it's because of, at least my personal theory at the moment, is this constant blizzard was possibly caused by Zeal being in the sky. Now, I heard some suspicious noises, which is why I looked off to the side there. I'm gonna hit pause real quick on this recording and go investigate. It was nothing, and everything that he could get into is safely tucked away, so he can't get into it. I'm gonna adjust the camera a little bit. I'm a bit more central. There. Alright, so to continue the story, we have to talk to the Elder. Oh, rest it up! I don't remember what voice I gave the Elder. Of course, I had a cold when I last talked to him, so... Bow and pay homage to our new liege, King Dalton. His people immediately show up and start beating people up. I think I remember the voice I gave Dalton.
You there? What's wrong? You're lucky to be alive. The old crone and the pesky gurus are gone. I now rename Zeal the Kingdom of Dalton. You're alive? Ah, that vehicle outside must be yours. It's just like the one Balthazar was building. I've decided you don't deserve such a splendid toy. Henceforth it shall be my personal chariot.
Epic, eat Ayla, friend.
You will have to come with me. You might start a rebellion or something. And now, as a token of my esteem for you, take this!
Yeah, Ayla just punched magic out of the air.
What? Ha! How's this?
Somehow they turn around. I think in the original he probably said, "What's that behind you?" or something to that effect.
Mwahaha! Enjoy a little taste of my true power.
Fix my tie a little bit. I put it on a little crooked, apparently. Oop, dropped my controller. Fortunately, it's got a cable on it.
Fuga!
Or whatever. Where is this? Our equipment's gone. Our items, too.
What you buy stuff with, money gone too.
This is depressing.
Ayla, fight. Get all weapons back. Destroy Batman.
So, yeah. This is why we have Ayla in the party. Because they legitimately have no equipment right now. But you can't unequip Ayla's fist. So, let me put the camera back up again. That'll work. No. Sorry, just... There. That's a good compromise. So anyway, there's a save point, but I won't use it at the moment. Sky? Then we're inside. The Blackbird? Interesting thing, or interesting conclusion to jump to, really. Then we come back down and... Huh? There's an air duct. And of course it's big enough for us to just... whoop! Hop right into. You can check out the lower deck from here. So this shows us just outside of where we came from. And this is ultimately supposed to be a stealth level where you just run through the ducts until you find all of your equipment. But if you run into any enemies while you don't have any equipment, then you get tossed back in your cell. There's also a couple of other ways you can get out, which I'm actually going to use, I think, just to show off. Yeah, we'll just show them off. If you go up to the door, serves them right. Without weapons, they're powerless. What now, Ayla? So, there's a humorous scene where if you've got Glenn along with you and you use Act Sick. I see. We're gonna trick the guard. So... Oh, the pain. The pain.
What's wrong?
And Lucas smashes him with her hammer. But if you have Glenn along and he acts sick, he complains about pain in his belly button. And when the guard comes in to take a look, he knocks him out with a punch and says, "Fools, frogs don't have belly buttons." It's just a silly little thing that's pretty a Toriyama. Except I don't think he was the scenario writer for most of this stuff. So anyway, if I did this without Ayla, I'd be sent back to the cell. But because I do have Ayla, I can fight them. And for some reason, they will only target Ayla. Okay, that robot's stronger than I expected. The bite is stronger than I expected. There. And I don't have any items, so I'm gonna have to rely on kisses to make everything better. And only Ayla's getting tech points at this point, I believe. Alright, no items, so we gotta use kiss. Because I'm fairly sure... Oh, I can. Okay, so Marl can still be the healer even though she's unable to fight. So normally you're supposed to have hunted down one of the other guy's equipment before you enter this room. But as noted, I don't because Ayla. And now Luca can fight too. I believe the way it works is whomever you have in the second slot's equipment is here. So if it had been Ayla in the second slot instead of Luca, it would have been Ayla's equipment back. Okay, that leads back up into the ductwork, I believe. Either that or it leads onto the top of the ship. But now that we've got both Luca and Ayla, we can do both. Which... why not? I haven't shown this off yet. Decent damage. Yeah, with the sight scope back, we can see their HP. That's handy. So, each individual's equipment and each of the items and money are in their own chests. Okay, I think there's a weapon or a chest behind this guy, but I'm not 100% on that. Okay, I guess there isn't. That was bugging me. But let's see if what happens if I go up this ladder. Okay, that's the room I just left behind. So there are a few places where you have to go down a ladder to enter that room, like this one, where we have a sleeping guard. And it is entirely possible to not fight him, and yay, Ayla's equipment back. He's probably sleeping because the only way in or out of that room is with the ladder. Let's see. Well, let's find out what's down here. Okay, it's that room. I don't know if the room where we got Ayla's equipment was the only one where you had to enter from a vent. I suppose it makes sense that the leader's equipment would be in a room like that, because then you don't, or because then you can still... Step back, try again. It would make sense for one of the party members' equipment to be in the room with a sleeping guard that you can only get in through the vents, because then you don't have to fight anyone to go or to get that equipment back. Okay, that was the room I started in. And I'm almost out of time. So let's see if I can find any more equipment before I continue. Oh, yep, there's something. These guys will be down pretty quick. Somehow, at the start of the fight, we just walk off the edge of there instead of climbing down the ladder or staying up there. Probably because you're supposed to enter through the door and they encounter, Or they turn around and see you from there. But yeah, there's Marl's equipment pack. So now we just need our items and our gold, and we will be doing that in the next episode. So, till the next, live well.